Everybody, once again, we are here for today's class. And since we entered the number-based system, we've treated addition and subtraction. Today, we shall be treating multiplication in other bases. Though, as usual, we shall begin with multiplication in base 10, the one we are very familiar with. So if you look at what we have on the board, we want to multiply 14035 by 4. First, in base 10, then in base 6. In base 10, 14035 multiplied by 4. Of course, 4 times 5 is 20. You write 0 and carry 2. Of course, you know that the 2 you are carrying 2 bundles of 10. Because you are working in base 10 now. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus the 2. You carry from here. That will give you 14. That will write 4. I carry 1. 4 times 0, 0, put down the 1. 4 times 4, 16. Write down 6, I carry 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1, 5. This is the result in base 10 when 14035 is multiplied by 4 in base 10. Now, let's go over to base 6. The same number, 14035, is now multiplied by 4, but this time in base 6. Let us see what we do. 4 times 5 is 20. As you can see in this explanation, 4 times 5 will give you 20, which is 3 times 6 plus 2. 3 times 6 plus 2. We'll write down 2 and carry 3. The 3 are carrying 3 bundles of 6. 4 times 3 will give you 12 plus 3, because the 3 you, what is it now? For this 3, you are going to get 15. Remember that here, you wrote down 2 plus the 3. This 3 you have to multiply by 4 and add the 3 you have there to get 15. 15 is 2 times 6 plus 3. 2 times 6 plus 3. So you write down the 3 and carry 2. What happens next? 2 times 0 is 0. Then the 2 you carry, you put it down. Sorry, 4 times 0 is 0. The 2 you carry, you put it down now. Now 4 times 4 is 16. And 16, of course, in base 2 is 2 times 6 plus 4. Please take note. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 in base 6 means 2 times 6, which will give you 12, plus 4. Plus 4. The 4 is what you put down now and carry 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus the 2 you carried, it gives you 6. And 6 in base 6 is 10. That's how you complete the multiplication. I hope it is understood. And so 14035 multiplied by 4 gives you 104232. That is the result. Let us do something by in base 7 this time. Let us multiply 2506 by 35. I want you to use this example. Sorry. I want us to use this example because we shall be involved in shifting, which we usually do when you are multiplying numbers in base 10. If you are multiplying a number by a number more than one digit, you shift your results before doing addition in base 10. We are familiar with that. But let us extend it now to base 7. So here, 5 times 6 will give you 30. And 30 in base 7 is 4 times 7. 4 times 7. Take note, 4 times 7 plus 2. 7. In 30 in base 7 means 4 times 7 plus 2. So you put the 2 down and carry 4. 5 times 0 is 0. You now put down the 4. 5 times 5 is 25. And 25 in base 7 is 3 times 7 plus 4. 3 times 7 plus 4. That's what 25 gives you. You put down the 4 and carry 3. 5 times 2 will give you 10. 10 plus the 2 you carried, it gives you 12. And 12, I hope we are getting this thing right. We put, I don't know, we are carrying 3, please. We are carrying 3. So 5 times 2, 10 plus 3 will give us 13. Please take note. It will give us 13. And 13 in base 7 is 1. Remember, that is 1, 6. 1, 6. That's why you have this 1, 6 here. 5 times 2, 10. Plus the 3 we carried, 13. 13 in base 7 is 1, 6. 1, 6. You now begin to multiply by 3. This time, you will shift a column to the left. That is exactly what we do in base 10. You are going to shift the number, a column, to the left. So 3 times 6 is 18. 18 in base 7 is 2 remainder 4. Isn't it? 2 remainder 4. You put down the 4 now and carry 2. 3 times 0, 0. You put down the 2. You carry it. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 in base 7 is 2 times 7 plus 1. 2 times 7 plus 1. That is 15 in base 7. So you have to put down the 1 and carry 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus the 2 you carried, it will give you, to give you, 8. Let's look at it again. We carried 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus the 2 you carried, you get 8. Now 8 in base 7 is 1, 7, and 1 unit. 7, that is 1 times 7. You get 1, 1. 1, 7, and 1 unit. 1, 1. Please take note. In base 7, 8 is 1, 1. 1 bundle of 7 and 1 unit. After I have 1, 1. Then you now begin to add. As you usually do in base 10. You have to add these two numbers after the multiplication. I think they call this type of multiplication long multiplication. But you try to observe that it is exactly what you are doing in base 10 that you are doing here. But you are conscious of the fact that you are now operating in base 7 and not in base 10. So even when you begin to do the addition, you will still be doing it in base 7, not in base 10. You bring down to 4 plus 4 is 8, which is 1 remainder 1. You put 1 down there and carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 in base 7 is 1, 0. You put down 0 and carry the 1. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 6, 8. 8 in base 7 is 1, 1. 1 remainder 1. You put down the 1 and carry 1. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3. Write down 3. Bring down 1. So you can see that multiplying 2506 by 35 will end up giving you 131012. You have to practice something like this over and over, so you have to be very familiar with multiplication in other bases. So our next topic will be division. I want to thank all of you for listening and taking your notes. The next topic we shall treat is division in other bases than base 10. Thank you and God bless you.